What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this week's episode of P&Q, my question and answer series where you get to ask me questions or put comments to me and then I respond the following week. Now you can do this, as you know, one of four ways. You can pop your comment or question down below in the comment section down there, which is the most common way and the most standardized way of doing it. Or if you wanted an anonymous response, I can never do that. If you wanted an anonymous response, then email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com. Again, there'll be a link in the video description below. Or if you make a video series yourself, or just want to make a video and ask a question, generally to everyone, then if I see it and like it, I'll pick that up. I can answer. I'll answer that on here as well as my kind of response. If I feel like it, because sometimes I do my own, but sometimes I don't. Or if you see me in person, ask me a question, then you can do that as well. Now, I was asked a good question in person not long ago actually, but rather than answer that on here, I'm going to do that as a future Q&S. So that's going to be coming up, not this week, but possibly the week after. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. I've only got one video question this week because people aren't making them at the moment for whatever reason. Life gets in the way, all that kind of stuff, and that's fine. I have one, and then the rest are just video comments. Comments that were left on last week's video. So let's start with the video question then, which is from Green Stuff Games on the Thursday Q&A. Great show. The question is, what do you think of these new Primaris Space Marines? Me personally, I love them. I prefer them because they feel chunkier in your hand. They feel almost like a chess piece. Even though they're plastic, they're quite weighty now. It's like, it's just a substantial piece I'm holding. It feels like valuable, and I want to paint it better. It's certainly easier to paint, to put more detail on, that kind of thing. It's more enjoyable to paint, I find, and yeah, just all around better from my perspective. So that's what I think. I think the Primaris Space Marines are. Oh yeah, I'm on a weird, wonky, noisy chair, by the way. Okay, so that's the video question out of the way. Now we're on to comments that were left from last week's video, and this one comes from Drake's War Channel. Says, thank you for your response to my question, Peter. Very helpful advice. An Inceptor squad and 2 lieutenants it is. We always play rigidly by point values with no deviation from tournaments if possible. I will send you pics when they are completed. Awesome. Your answer was everything I hoped, actually, as the White Scars tactics are always hard to use. I don't rely on them at all. And that's something you shouldn't, I think, is important with any army, no matter what game you play. Don't rely on the chapter or faction or army tactics of said faction. Because when you do that, you are basing a huge chunk of the game. You're giving it over to beyond your control, really. Because if they can negate your chapter tactics, which any good opponent will be building his army to do, then you're screwed, basically. So yes. This week, my question is, what is your favourite flavour of soft drink? Have you ever tried cherry Dr. Pepper? I like it. My favourite flavour of soft drink is original Ribena. Absolutely gorgeous. And I tend to steer clear of the fizzy drinks. I've had Dr. Pepper when I was younger, and cherry Dr. Pepper, or it might not have been, it might have been cherry cooked, but I tend to steer clear of all that kind of thing because of the chemicals in them, and I personally don't like ingesting that kind of thing. It doesn't make me feel good. So for me, it's original Ribena, and I don't have anything with artificial sweeteners in as well. If it's not got sugar in it, it doesn't have it. But I don't have anything with artificial sweetener in, none of it. So original Ribena, because yes, it's full of sugar, but it's sugar. and my body can deal with that better. So, Ribena. Good question. Frost and Fists is next, saying, another great episode, Pete. Awesome answers as always. Thank you. I hope you're feeling better soon. Take care of that awesome family, my friend. Stay frosty. Well, thank you, Wolf Brother Mythos. Always a pleasure watching your videos, sir. And good to hear your updates on how life is treating you. Always good. I like it when we make videos where we can interject a little bit of our real life, our home life in with it, because I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm just slightly closer connected to said person, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm closer to them. Like for instance, today, day of recording, which is Friday, my daughter came back from NCS, so as soon as I've done this, I've got to go in and listen to all about it. So I'll be like bombarded with blah, 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 what happened during the last week. So I'll do that. I'm going to do that, and it's just it's good. So that's 2 weeks of that gone already, and I can't believe it. Time goes so quick, but it is good to see a little insight into people's lives, I think. Okay, next question or comment. Izidic Beer 40k. Says, it must have been the Blood Angel that died. Oh yeah, I remember now. Nice relaxed video. Grandmaster and Lord Pete. He. What are you hoping the Tyranid Codex will bring when it hits? Solidarity. I think in order to make the Codex of the Tyranids and make the Tyranids more balanced, I suppose. Well, the easiest way to balance any army is to just reduce the cost of the points, isn't it? If you think about it, that's the quickest way to balance any army, if an army is slightly unbalanced. And I think that would be a good way of doing it with the Tyranids, because they're a horde army anyway, and so it doesn't matter that you have more. I personally think, anyway. And it's just going to be nice to have all the rules in one place, don't you think? Because 7th they were everywhere, weren't they? It's just a bit of a mess, really. Yeah, I'm hoping we'll have what I would like, because at the moment you don't really have, with Tyranids, you don't really have like characters as such. I mean, you've got like old One Eye and a couple of others, but it'd be nice to have, I don't know, I'd like something funky, like a characterful, like Gribbly, like a Hormogon or something, which is just slightly harder than the others, like a sort of what I would like would be kind of like the equivalent of a captain or a sergeant in a squad of infantry, but for those guys, the melee guys, because like I say, they're just little Gribblies. But I would like to have something that was like at least 2 wounds, just to kind of in charge of them or something, for the fun, for the story. That's what I would like. And of course, a slightly cheaper price tag, but that isn't going to happen. All right. Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak, who is now Mini War Mutt. So that's how it's come up. It's printed your Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak name there. So it says, boom. Exactly, Pete. Thank you for your answer to my question. Agree 100%. Paint and not play. It's still a hobby, and that's the way it should be. Okay, a favourite sandwich. Steak, burger, hamburger, chicken sandwich, fish fillet, tuna, or peanut butter and jelly. Take care. Well, yeah. Go back to the first part. Painting and not playing. That is something I'm planning on doing with the Lord of the Rings, because I really want to get into that in a big way, but not to play the game. I just want to paint the models. That's all I want to do, just paint those awesome models, and it's going to be a breath of fresh air to just get models, any models I want from that, and not have to worry about gameplay or the latest rules or tactics. And I just want to get the models and paint them. Now, as for the favourite sandwich, steak burger, hamburger, chicken sandwich, fish fillet, tuna, or peanut butter and jelly. Out of those, I would say chicken sandwich. Out of the ones you've offered, I don't think I've ever had a fish fillet sandwich. It sounds nice though. I like all them. My actual favourite sandwich overall, though, isn't any of those. Maybe you're not asking that, but I'll tell you anyway. My favourite sandwich flavour filling overall, out of anything, is simply grated cheese, pepper, and raw onion. Finely chopped raw onion, loads of it. Don't be shy with it. On bread with no mayo or butter or anything, just dry bread, grated cheese, pepper, and finely chopped onions. My favourite overall. But out of those that you offered there would be the chicken sandwich with plenty of pepper. Okay, Green Stuff Game says, great video, thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. Basic Miniature Painting says, really great video, Pete. Again, thank you very much. I'm not answering my own question this week. I just sometimes I don't want to, and I don't feel like doing it this week. So it's a shorter one this week, as you can see, because there's not as many questions, but that's okay. It happens, I hope those video questions come back though, because I like answering those. They're fun as much fun as the other ones as well. Because when you make a video question, you're kind of generalizing, I suppose, being generalistic in your question, so you can ask a greater audience as opposed to specifically. But all questions are great. They get to know a person a bit better, don't they? So there you go. That is P&Q for this week. So keep those questions coming in. I really do look forward to them. Hope to see some video responses on tomorrow's Q&S as well. And so thank you very much for watching. You've been awesome as an audience. Remember, all brushes lead to all, and see you later. Bye for now.